Hello, Rowan of Rin, Kerry, Kim, Mrs. Whitetail. It's time for you to pay attention to a message from Anonymous. Our universal human rights are under attack, and I think even kangaroos ought to care about that.
We are Anonymous Australia. Today I will be talking about Campbell Newman's violations of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, and why we believe he will use new legislation to restrict the activities of all Australian citizens. Campbell Newman has sold the V.L.A.D Act to the public as a highly targeted piece of legislation designed to disrupt and dismantle the illegal activities of outlaw motorcycle clubs. This is clearly not the case. This new legislation clearly ignores the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights is generally agreed to be the foundation of international human rights law. The UDHR has inspired a rich body of legally binding international human rights treaties. It continues to be an inspiration to us all, whether in addressing injustices, in times of conflicts, in societies suffering repression, and in our efforts towards achieving universal enjoyment of human rights. The V.L.A.D legislation ignores the following articles of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Article 20. Everyone has the right to freedom of peaceful assembly and association. Article 13. Everyone has the right to freedom of movement and residence within the borders of each state. Article 10. Everyone is entitled in full equality to a fair and public hearing by an independent and impartial tribunal, in the determination of his rights and obligations and of any criminal charge against him. Article 11. Anyone charged with an offense has the right to be presumed innocent until proved guilty according to law in a public trial at which he has had all the guarantees necessary for his defense. Campbell Newman, your lack of respect for the Universal Declaration of Human Rights is not acceptable. The incredibly broad drafting of the V.L.A.D legislation and the fact that the onus of proof is on the defendant to prove that any group or association does not purposefully conduct illegal activities means that the act will apply in a whole host of circumstances never envisaged by the government. Individuals who are by and large, law-abiding citizens, could find themselves behind bars for up to 25 years after committing relatively minor offenses. Because the legislation refers to groups, this could be interpreted to mean any assembly of 3 or more people. It could mean sports fans, peaceful demonstrators and so on. Campbell Newman, the V.L.A.D legislation is not acceptable. The G-20 Leaders Summit in 2014 will be held on the 15th of November in Brisbane, Queensland. This will be the most significant meeting of world leaders Australia has hosted. Campbell Newman, do you intend to use the V.L.A.D legislation to suppress the democratic rights of the citizens of Australia to peaceful assembly and association during the G20 summit? Campbell Newman, do you wish to deny our right to protest during the G20 summit? Campbell Newman, why do you want to turn the lucky country into a police state? We are anonymous. We do not forget. We do not forgive. Campbell Newman, expect us.
Isn't that a worry, Rowan? It's enough enough to make somebody decide to never go to Queensland for a holiday ever again, isn't it, mate? Eh? Why would you go and spend your hard-earned holiday tourist dollars in a place that has Campbell Newman, the human hemorrhoid, turning the countryside into a concentration camp? Will you be going to Queensland for a holiday? Or will you have a staycation? A vacation where you stay at home and stay out of the way of the Geheim Staatspolizei working for Campbell Newman, the human hemorrhoid. It's the easiest way to bring him to heel, starve him of cash. And Queensland runs on tourism. And Campbell Newman's a real estate agent on a power trip. Yes, it's a worry, isn't it, mate? No? It's a worry. Yes. I fully agree. Warbles on a lot to YouTube. Ciao.